Alright, so another video from the White Shirts Club. We got Myth, we got Kaichou,
What's up, guys?
and we got Jerry.
Hello, everybody.
So now that Kaguya-2's been released, we decided to kind of combine a bit of a case opening with a little bit of the Brainstorm podcast. So we're going to have Jerry opening up a couple of boxes. I think it's a whole case over there of Kaguya-2.
Yep.
Yeah, similar to what we did with Sword Art back in the day with Myth, right? When he was just streaming his case opening.
Similar thing
Just
with
talking.
Kaichou and Ruby as well.
Yeah, just talking about the set, just our thoughts, and Jerry and I are both Kaguya players. We both like the set, so we'll
Yep.
see what the set has to offer.
Yeah.
So, like Kaichou mentioned, they're both pretty experienced Kaguya players. Kaichou having topped the WGP with the standby gate build. Jerry's also got experience with the standby gate build, but I think you're more of you were playing the Chica choice with the Chica waifu.
Oh, it was definitely a very copium list back in the day. We just played it because we like Chica a lot. But I did play the standby gate build. Played it probably like a week after they announced the ban list for it, so we could try to make the most value out of it during that time.
Yep.
Yeah, it was actually during the same week of the ban list, which was everyone trying to get their last wins with Kaguya. Kaguya PR nice. Yeah, I was playing standby gate or standby door because we don't call it gate here where I'm from.
Oh.
But
True. Now I've been playing as long as you have, Kaichou, so it's always been called gate. Yeah.
It's always been called door, dude. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
But we'll leave
I don't
the
know.
discussion for another time. But
Right.
yeah, I was just playing the 60 build, just a throwback because Kaguya 0 back then was just too insane, right? K run a Chica Ricky drop search.
Oh yeah, that trio was basically like at that time, like a lot of people say that it was probably the best level 0 lineup in the game at that time.
Yeah, right. The K being a clean cut, no runner. She is 2K, can't kill anything, but alongside with the Chica Ricky, your turn 2 play would just be you Ricky into a card, your level 1 combo, and then you get a top check, get a clean cut, maybe play a third lane, clean up the third lane back. It was like kind of free, and if you open with like K runner and she lives, it's also free plus anyways.
Yep.
Good stuff, but you can't do that anymore. With the hit of the ban list, we did see people were just obviously choosing drop search because set 1 only had that finisher that was good. We don't talk about the Chica finisher. We don't talk about book finisher either, unfortunately. Speaking of book finisher though, book finisher resent another card. So with set 1, the only good card to restand was the Icy Tail, and which I was hoping set 2 gave us more cards to restand. So I guess we did get the new Miyuki.
Hey.
Is that an SR?
Is that an
Nice,
SR?
nice. Which one is that one?
This one's a bonder.
Oh, it's another
This one's
bond.
Yep, it's the one that bonds to that one event that's all in Katakana.
Oh, yeah, that's the 2-0 event, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the bonder
Yeah,
that
the
bonds to
bond.
bonder, yeah.
Yeah.
That bonds to 3 other cards.
Yep.
It's basically your Rhoda into terraforming at its finest right there.
This is the Rhoda to the Rhoda.
Alright, it's terraforming into your freaking field spell that grabs the monster.
Oh,
Terraforming Magical Meltdown, Alistair the Invoked.
Alistar, yep.
But
yeah, so go back to the topic of the Kaguya restander. So we did get the new Miyuki. Has on attack if you experience 6, or if you experience 6, it gains 1k in the falling effect. On attack, you can pay 2 damage to burn 2. It's
also
a restand.
healer.
Yeah, that's a healer. Possible restand target. A little costly, especially since Kaguya is a pay 3 dig to end of attack to restand. We got that one. What else do we have here? It doesn't seem like we have much or many cards that can.
We do not actually. If anything, what
benefit
you
from the
just
restand?
mentioned. Yeah, there's not much that can benefit from the restand actually. Maybe the new Miyuki is probably like another target that we could possibly use, but like you said, it's pretty hefty in cost.
Yeah, you can also reset the Masashi, I guess, in case you didn't get it off the first time.
Yeah, but that's I guess that's fine. That's also a decent target in itself, but that's only if you whiff. That's
Yeah,
only
if you
if
whiff
you whiff
the-
the cancel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But since the restand is like pretty expensive, I think you're just trying to play for raw swings anyways. So like you want a
Mhm.
card that's costless anyways, like a restand card.
Mhm.
So Masashi isn't bad.
Yeah.
You can also play the Masashi event, 2-1. I think it's also pretty good. You can make anything a Masashi basically. So
Mhm.
that gives you the option.
Right.
for
Also
restand.
goes to memory on the first use.
Or
I
only
believe.
use most of the time, I think, right?
Yeah.
You can play that
Yeah.
once at level 3 probably.
Yeah. Once at level 3, unless you want to run more than one. Sure.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that it's on an event already and it's on yellow. It's a little awkward for most builds, at least for most mainstream
Yeah.
builds.
So with yellow now, yellow first set, we didn't really get that many good cards. Our choice combos were kind of sus. Not gonna lie, Chica salvage combo. She also snipes
Yeah.
at cost 0 in the front row.
Yes. She
What are your
snipes
thoughts
at cost
on
0 in
that?
the front row.
Yeah.
I mean, the one main problem is power. She's only 6'5" with climax, and that's extremely small, especially for an on-reverse combo.
I agree.
Yeah,
The
and
snipe
also
effects. What
the
about it?
side
What do you
effect
think?
never had an opportunity to use it. I think during that time standby was rampant, so it really was kind of useless at most times.
I mean, the
So
thing is that Kaguya's like primary competitor at the time when it first got
Yeah.
released was Data Live, and then even after Data Live got its initial wave of hits in the first ban list, you then had to deal with Mishoku, you had to deal with Quince 2.
Finally got the door.
Oh, sick.
It's nice.
Sure.
But it's like
Standby
Jerry
meta,
said, it
right?
was a really standby heavy meta, so it was really hard to get capitalized on the Chica. But
Yeah.
something that you guys kind of got into was kind of how Kaguya Set 1, its level 0 game, was kind of the main star of the show, but how do you think Kaguya 2 kind of like supplements that? Because now that we have the ban list for the new set, like, does this new set kind of like make it more of a, alright, now I can actually choose between my 3 ban list choices and make a smart decision of it? Or is it like, there's still one pretty obvious choice in the Chica Riki, I imagine, that's like really far above the rest of them? Like, what's your guys' thoughts on what the new set brings to the ban list, basically?
So what's a
Go ahead.
given? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think like so it's a given. If you're playing the set 1 Kaguya finisher, your only choice is the drop search.
Yep.
Yep.
You can't really play. You really don't have a choice in that matter. So, but then since we do have access to second Riki, that's not Chica. I guess at the very least, standby door is still going to be if anything near let's see. In this case, it just helps itself get out of level 0 zone like it needs to.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as powerful as it used to be, but it does help you accelerate your game state so you can play your
Set
standbys
up your board
quicker.
at level 1.
Yeah, because you are playing standby, right? So you definitely want to get out of level 0 because your level 1 standby
Yeah.
targets are kind of bad. You just
Yeah.
standby out combo or like the 1-1 resonator, which doesn't
Yeah.
actually do much for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nice added little bonus with the new Riki is that you at least get to choose your clock target. So if anything, if you need experience, if you somehow miss experience, then Hayasaka Riki kind of takes care of that too. Because I think like there's some unlucky games where you just don't have the experience for. I think for most builds, they run the set 1 Kaichou or set 1 Miyuki, and sometimes if they miss the experience, it's kind of feels bad that you can't bring it out level 2 like you intended to without its full capacity at that point.
And not that many people were playing around like the Milky Homes baggage or level swapping shenanigans, so it was pretty much you had to just hit, otherwise your game plan kind of goes out the window. Yeah, I definitely remember a few practice games with Kaichou where that kind of became awkward in early stages,
It was definitely awkward, but not much of a problem. But it's just a nice little bonus with Hayasaka now that you more or less don't see that problem anymore, or should not see that problem anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's because the hit zero game a lot, so your zero game is like also a lot weaker, right? So you definitely don't want to be just sitting at level 0 with your cards because you don't really just do much. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
I
since you're just bringing out standby's targets at level 1 as well.
Yep. One problem.
2
is
Kaguyas.
The second Kaguya.
Wow.
Second box, interesting. Yeah, we take those.
You love to see it though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but going back, like with the I forgot what I was talking about.
It's all good.
It's the
Oh yeah,
just
I
getting out
mean,
the level 0 and stuff like that.
yeah, getting a level 0, right? Well, I guess one good thing is right. Level 0 back then you just play 4 of the running bomb. That's like your best level 0, as of then. And you play each Kami back or runner.
Yeah.
And now, you have the Ricky, which also doubles as a free runner. So it's like you get 2 cards in one, and then you can just play like more like running bombs. Oh, is it the claw kick? Yeah, we take those.
Okay.
Conflict, little sister.
Nice.
Little sister.
Yeah.
Just
They're
imitation.
They're definitely Sedleys.
Definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, so like in terms of the level 0, like there are like a few other tools in set 2 that you guys were talking about that kind of help bandage up, but it seems like it's pretty clear that you're not going to get to the same level of just like sheer brute force that the pre-ban list kind of hits, but like outside of that primary Ricky free runner, like are there any other zeros you guys are like pretty interested in? Like that, I imagine there's probably like other options now that you can tech in to kind of help fill in the slots now that you have this luxury of choosing between Hayasaka, Chika, and K, basically.
I mean, so now we did get an Arisu, in the set, which is pretty nice, I think, because that was the one thing Kaguya was lacking, was just like free discard outlets. Because then back then you always had to like drop search for something, drop salvage. There weren't really like many costless ways to get a card out of your hand. So standby, got a little bit of a buff with the Arisu, and even with the 6-2 standby, because set 2 did release a new standby combo, so being able to play 6-2 again will probably be pretty good, I think. The Odyssey is a good option.
Okay. Does the new standby is that a level 3 combo as
It's a
well?
level 2. It's stand another character. It bounces one and then stands another character.
So okay. It's not like the typical type of restand where you normally either stand itself or pay one.
Yeah,
to
if you like
somebody.
eat a climax. Yeah, usually you eat a climax to stand itself, right?
So it's you bounce a character on the climax play, and then attack phase you can stand another character. And then so it does open up the slot, right? It fulfills the Hayasaka part of the standby where the bounce back. But do know that if you play both Hayasaka and this, you can bounce back 2 cards, which opens up 2 slots. So in case you hit another standby, you don't feel as bad. You can't. If you trigger first card standby, just like the nice thing.
Yeah, but you know, we kind of been talking mainly about the standby gate version of the deck, but like as you know, there's a lot of new combos that came out in this set. A lot of level 3s actually that came out. So you guys want to kind of give a quick glimpse of which combos you enjoy personally, which ones you guys are gonna be definitely trying out once you guys get to building your decks, basically.
I guess I can start off. Oh, but before that.
Oh, the 1-1.
The bad event, but the good art. We take those.
Yeah,
Sword event's a little unfortunate of an event, but we take it. Free artworks. Artworks are good.
Free artwork. Artworks are nice. Always nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's start off with the Chica combo, Jerry, the new one.
Yeah, the new one. So it's the level 3 combo Chica. It's a lot better than what we had last set, and we don't want. And as much as I would like to talk about last set, every time I talk about it, it breaks my heart a little bit. But the new Chica combo, I do believe it's on play heal.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, I got an associate of mine has just pulled something.
Oh, what's something interesting?
Whoa,
Hayasaka,
Hayasaka, you love to see it.
We love to
Mr.
see it.
Mr. H coming through with the pulls.
Big shout out to our boy
Nice.
H.
Shout out, if you know, you know. Okay, that's 1 SP.
It's one SP, two left to go. So back to what I was talking about, level 3 Chica, on play heal, and she combos with the choice climax. I do believe it's at the start of climax phase, like on place on climax phase.
Yeah, on climax play.
Yeah, on climax placement, you can pitch a character, so the Chica gets the following effect. If she fronts or side attacks, you deal 2 damage. If you direct attack, you deal 3 damage.
Yeah.
So this card is obviously a lot better than what we had in this first set. I guess the only downside to this is that you have to pay the cost up front rather than just on attack.
And she's a full board condition.
Yeah, oh that's right. She's also a full board condition, which is actually a real condition, but since you're playing 8 choice, that should not be a problem, theoretically.
Theoretically, yes. And she
Yeah.
also swings for 12k, so it's kind of good.
Yeah, pretty good. She's pretty big. Huge step up from last set.
Considering the fact that doesn't cost stock, so then this means that your choice triggers can be a lot more aggressive, so then you can just add as much of it to your hand as possible. It's pretty solid.
Yep. Although the one thing that does, if anything, there is some sort of balance to it, is that if you triple field the new Chica combo, you're basically going through your entire hand. That is if you're not triggering choice.
Yeah, so it's like it's very much you have to go all in, and
yeah, you either go all in or none at all.
Yeah, but ultimately, I imagine you're playing the set 1 choice combo
Yes.
along with the this new level 3. So like, kind of,
Yes.
are there any choice utilities, like any extra cards that help with enabling the game, basically?
There is actually. So set 2 just set 2 released a new Chica card. It actually comics combos with the set 1 level 1 Chica combo and the set 3 comics combo.
Set 2.
Oh, set 2. My bad, sorry.
Not yet.
Not yet. I jumped the gun there a little bit.
Yeah. Set 3, not yet.
Set 3 not yet. Too excited. And before that, Miko PR.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So basically, if you play either set 1 climax or the set 2 climax in play, it turns that level 0 Chica into a choice trigger, effectively making 8 choice into 12 choice.
All right, so
Which
it kind of helps out with the hand, actually. Yeah.
It definitely does, and if you have her on board, she actually gives the specific set 1 level 1 combo Chica another 1k power cross turn.
And the level 3.
And the level 3.
So then you're swinging for 7 5s and 13Ks?
7 5 and 13Ks, yep.
Yeah, this is that's a pretty big step up compared to what you were talking about earlier, where the problem with the Chica set 1 was that swinging for 6 5 is a little bit suspect for on reverse combo. Otherwise, you're trying to snipe a 0. A little bit sus. Hey, that's
Double
pretty
combo.
good.
Yep.
Double combo, indeed. Yeah, having that extra 1k power does help a lot. At least you'll be able to kill your opponent's lane at the very least.
You can tie the standby targets. Yep.
Yeah, stand the targets, and also that extra 1k does help on the defense side too. You can actually play backups and not feel too bad about it.
Yeah, A5 is a good number to defend against.
Yep, definitely is. So quite excited to see how this goes once I get this deck built. But although we do get let me see, although we do have essentially 12 choice, I still think the level 1 combo is still a bit lacking because Honor Burst is still kind of hard to pull off at level 1.
Yeah, it's definitely still something that you do have to like kind of play around. I agree with it.
Yeah, because like if they know you have a Honor Burst combo, all they gotta do is just not either like crash the board for your combo turn or stuff like that. I mean, this combo is definitely not a Corone, for sure. You can't just stack it all in one lane. You still every lane is out for themselves at this point.
Runners out there, you know.
Yeah, which is why 12 choice does alleviate some of that burden by just triggering choice. Yeah. So yeah, which is not bad. I mean, it makes the set one level 1 combo playable, but not too playable.
It's
anything,
a step up, but not
too
far up.
Yeah, not too far up. I don't think it's gonna be that that strong, but I do think it's a huge step up from what we have in set 1.
Like for Chica Waifu, at least, you know.
At least for the Chica Waifu.
Chica Waifu.
Yeah, definitely got a good one there.
Yeah. So, go back to the level 3 combo. Since it's a ditch from hand, right? We did get a new choice combo at level 1 in the second set. It's a bounce back combo on the Ishigami. Ishigami is just 2k. On your turn, he gains 4k, and then on climax play, he gains the effect to bounce back when your opponent front attacks it. He also has a soul trigger. I guess that is the one thing they were pushing for, right? He bounces back to keep your hand to ditch for Chica, which is kind of the synergy they were going with there.
Yeah.
The only problem with Ishigami is he kind of gets killed by every level 0 a lot of the times because he has only 2k base on defense.
Yes, and
and
ironically enough, the level 1 Miko in this new set kind of just cancels him out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the flavor, right? If you know, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I guess going into the Miko combos, Kaichou, so I saw that you're crafting a bit of a kind of a Gara-esque build with the new Miko combos that are coming out in this set. You kind of want to go over what that deck's all about.
Yeah, so I just want to play like good triggers. So which comes down to like choice, door, maybe bar. So choice combo was the either Chica or Ishigami, like Jerry was talking about, and then the door combo is the Miko. She's 1045 on attack, or on your turn she gains 2k. And so then she becomes 6/5.
7/5 with the climax, yeah.
Yeah, 7/5 with climax. So on climax play, she gains the following effects. If you have another character. Oh no, the side character.
Who, Megalo?
Yeah, but it's a Yo salvage or Rico salvage. We take those.
Yeah.
One use Rico.
Yep. Yeah. So Miko gains the following 2 effects. She's similar to the Kudri from Dab. So she has the character in front of this can't move, can't go to memory, or can't go to hand, and she also has Underverse salvage. Basically, what I thought of is this card is basically Chica, right? Because you play Chica combo to reverse salvage. The snipe effect actually never comes up, so this card is basically a better version of Chica, Chica, and then she's on a quote-unquote better trigger. You know, choice was door. I still think door is a little bit better. So that's why I opted to play this one. This card also becomes 7/5 herself with climax, right? So instead of needing the back row like Chica, she just gets the power inherently, which is like a little better than the Chica. And I would prefer to play like Shipkaza type combos. Unfortunately, the only one we have is in set 1. It's on a book. Book is kind of a sad trigger.
Technically, you have the standby one that we all know and love. But...
Yeah, standby one was nice though.
But she gets really big as long as you have Kaguya in the back row.
Yeah, so I just don't like playing book. I also don't like playing standby. So playing door, that was good. I really like this type of combos. And since the meta right now revolves like memory, Masai Kano, runners are always gonna be relevant. And then people playing bounce back combo because I hate people playing bounce back combo. This Miko kind of just like denies all that cheese, and then also with JCs, right? So that's why I opted to play that combo instead. And there are a lot of different builds for this combo. People are talking about just playing a door with the old set 1 finisher. It's still pretty solid deck. You can play it with Chica top end. Door choice is always going to be a solid combination of climaxes. So that's why I thought this combo was pretty good.
Or it's just an all-around good trigger.
Yeah, and this card is just all around good card. Maybe the character isn't, but you know that's why the SP is cheap, right? Trust.
Ooh.
Trust.
And there go all the Miko fans. Oh no.
No, but which Miko here, dude? We're talking about Hollow Live, dude.
Okay, dude. But yeah, you.
Speaking of Miko.
Another Miko.
Yeah, speaking of
heard
Miko, there was also the level 3 Gold Bar combo that also got released that you were talking about. It's a kind of a comparable, in my opinion, to the set 1 Kaguya. I believe it's on-play healer, and then the climax combo's on a Gold Bar. Pay 1, pitch 1 on attack to burn 2 and get 3k, so it's similar to Strelitzia from Darling, good old classic where it's pay 2 versus pay 1, pitch 1 to get that same effect.
Similar to the modding from Hollow Live pay 1 digit character.
Yep.
The card is basically same, except Marin gets you a stock and card back, versus this one heals. It's the trade-off. Modding is more efficient of a card, but Miko just doubles as a healer also. So she does more if you're trying to like just heal down and play combo at the same time, but it does cost you, more resources to do combo. But she is a rare card, so I think we can take those. And she be swings for 14, which is like pretty big, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah. But it's like, there's a lot of pretty key Miko support, or not really Miko support, but more like a lot of good cards that Miko happens to have. A good example that you talked about earlier was the Lisbeth clone, the 1/0 coin flipper. It's 4/5, gets 2k if you have 2 or more characters, I believe.
It's 4k against 2k, so it becomes 6k.
Okay. And then has the once per turn, when she gets reversed, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a level 2 or higher, you can rest her. Pretty similar utility, considering that you're playing it. I mean, that's why I kind of brought up this deck as kind of very Gara-esque, because it reminds us a lot of the classic Sao out deck that Gara played back in the day, where you were playing these coin flippers, you were playing the Silica that generates you the on reverse, but now you have it as a dedicated combo, similar to Lifa in Alice's Edition 2. It's like, it's kind of plays into that style where it's very like controlled, very like get confirmed pluses, and then get a really good mid game where you're playing a lot of your EP healers. That's another thing actually, now that I remember. There's a second EP healer that came out in this set, if I remember correctly, right?
I don't think there's an EP healer, but we have a lot of EPs in this set now, in general. So we have the 3/2 Kaguya. She's 2 less early play. She has the Marin sack effect, so on play you can sack another character to chop check 3. You can add 1 to hand, add 1 to stock, and the last card are waiting. And then she has hand on core. So this card is just overall an efficient card to play. She's a body that gets you a card. She's 3/1. She'll stay on the board because she has encore. Just a pretty overall efficient card to play. Oh, that's an Ichigami combo we see there. Take those.
Get east.
Yep. We also got 4 more Kaguya. She also is on play, pay 1 and grab a climax. I think this card would be pretty good in just the standby door deck or any deck that plays red. Being able to grab a climax in the mid game is pretty good. So you have like options to grab climaxes now, either with a check 3 or the just pay 1 grab a climax. So we have good options. And then adding on to like the 2 EPs from set 1, 3/2 Miki Clock Kicker, as we all know, card's broken. We have a lot of good options in the mid game. To heal down and to grab cards.
Yep. But like another pretty big thing about Kaguya, which I wouldn't say it wasn't a big part of set one, but because there was obviously a better deck to play.
Associate H has pulled another.
Oh no!
Oh,
Gonna get an F in the chat for
Shiro
H here.
Goner.
Oh.
Unfortunate, but that with speculation is probably gonna be the most or the cheapest SP.
Yep.
Similar to set one, except this card is nowhere as near as good as the set one Shirogane.
Yeah.
So it will probably not go up, but you know, maybe there's something there that we haven't seen yet.
Yep.
Maybe.
But highly doubtful.
Highly
But you know,
doubt.
you can add us. You know, when that card actually goes up, there's something there.
Yeah, remember to type in the comments.
You can still technically bring it out with the new event that they revealed in this set as well. Technically.
Yeah, they have some. They got an interesting amount of events in the second set. So basically, second set kind of was.
Oh,
there's the SP.
Oh, there's the last one.
and there's a
one for this
Miko.
Oh, this was a. I mean, I guess it was kind of the same, but yeah. We got the Miko, so that's all three of our SPs. Now we're just looking for SRs here, triple Rs. Yeah, we take those. He's gonna be rich.
H just asked who wants to buy the rest of the boxes.
Oh no, we don't do that here.
Yeah, no, but going back to what you brought up a little bit earlier about the amount of events in here, events in set one weren't really like the primary focus because there were just that many good characters to play, but there were still a couple of events here and there that you could build a deck around or you could throw in. But set two definitely came out with a lot more events, and there's a lot of event support. A good example being the double R Kaguya, which it acts like a Hestia, which is look top three, and then you can add event. Or mill top three, and then you can add an event, and if you do, pitch a card, I believe.
Yeah, if you add one, you can pitch.
It's like an on-play Kome for events.
It's actually but yeah, it's pretty good. It's just on straight up free mill, right? I'll play use mill free for free. If you miss, miss, right? It doesn't matter. You don't neg.
Right.
And you can add an event if you do hit. So it's like kind of a good card, and it's the mill that Kaguya kind of needs. Since set one kind of doesn't have mill, that's why we were playing Spamble Brainstormer.
That's why that one was sky high.
Yeah, it got reprinted, so we're all chilling now. You know, you can find it in a booster.
Yeah, you're chilling. I still have like 6 copies of it.
Oh, I mean, I only have 2, bro, but I bought it for $5.
No, I could play case set 1.
Yeah, you got a case set 1. I mean, set 1 was plus until unless you sold as A1, then it was kind of plus.
I sold it day 1, therefore I sat. Especially, I did, and then we were trying to go for quick profits.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, yeah. Oh, what we got here?
It's
Oh, another hat. Dude, we take those.
Okay, top hat.
Nice card.
Really nice card.
Yeah. So speaking of event supports, let's go on to that. You know, that one combo that plays like 30 events in the deck. You know, the new 3/2 Kaguya.
Right.
Fortunately, compared to set 1, this card is not as good. We'll say
not as good as when due to the amount of setting up you'll have to do beforehand.
Before it becomes quote unquote free.
Before it becomes free. But...
Yeah. So what the call is she gains 15 per your back row. She's AK base, so she becomes 11 to climax. She doesn't play heal. On attack, if you have 4 different events, specifically, it's a 1/1 salvage Miko, a 1/1 sword event, which is a top deck character event at a hand goes to memory, the Musashi events, and the torch events. You can burn 3. So, on paper, the card is like on attack burn 3, right?
Right.
But, like Jerry said, having to play 4 events, and 3 of them cost a stock, which means it's effectively a pay 3, burn 3.
Yeah, and this set 8 is not Danmachi where your events just replace itself with playables, you know?
Yeah, only, well, they technically replace themselves, but not in the way we want it to replace themselves.
Not in the way we want it to. And also, replacing itself is a lot cheaper in Danmachi because at the very least, their 1-1 is just becomes a 1-0 if you have a specific card on board.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we don't have any of those free events, but we do have 2 stock charges, which is like the coping. The way to generate stock.
The huge cope.
Yeah, so we can generate more stocks than Danmachi, quote unquote.
I kind of disagree because there's still the Danmachi promo, which is, if anything, you give yourself more stock.
True,
If you play events.
Yeah, you can get a free stock, right? It's like
Yeah,
more free than having to reverse the card.
It's a lot more free.
Yeah. But yeah, that combo. We're all coping on it, so.
Very.
What do you think, Jerry?
I think I've said this like time to time, but I think the burn 3 is not worth what you have to do to get it. Actually, you have to put 4 cards. 4 cards in memory is all different cards as well, and plus you're playing yellow for one of them. I mean, it's not a problem if you play the 2-1 that allows you to play events without color, but
it's not a problem. You got green also.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you don't have to play green, right? In theory.
Yeah, you technically don't have to, but
kind of losing out on like probably one of the better early plays in the game in Shirogane is a little bit of a steep price to pay.
A little bit of a step back, actually.
The Miyuki, but the question is, do you have enough stock to play Miyuki and all your events, right?
Yeah, if anything, all your stock goes into the events you're playing anyways.
Right, because Miyuki can be a forward stock card, right? 2 for himself, 2 for clock kick.
Yeah.
He generates 1, so like 3.
You also have to pitch 1, so...
Yeah, somehow you have to get the stock to play your Kaguyas in the late game. Which is like either 4 or 6. 4 is doable. 6 is maybe doable.
Maybe.
Right. If you're playing a good game and you want to play for mid game, maybe you play a Miyuki but you don't clock kick. So.
Yeah. I mean, if you just want to swing without having to worry about backups or rest counters, and sure.
Yeah, right.
You could do that, but you're kind of just losing out on the entire package itself.
Yeah, you might as well just play a K clock kick. We finally pulled one. Another Chica.
Chica 3-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll love to see it.
Love to see it. Well, I like to see. I'd love to see this indeed.
Yeah. So in theory, this pants combo. So the Kaguya combo did have more support with it as the level 1 Kaguya. Got printed on a pants also, so the deck would be 8 pants. So the 1-0 Kaguya is basically the Bell, or the Goblin Slayer, or the Sachi.
Yeah. So just specifically for the torch event.
Yeah, for the torch. On comics play, you can search or salvage, and then she's if you play an event, she gains 2k. So she'll be 6/5 because she's 5 base, which is like reasonable. And since there's also pants support that gives global 5, she'll be 7k. So it's possible, but maybe you just get a cheese lane if people aren't expecting like 7k walls across the board. But nowadays, 7k is not that big anymore.
Yeah. Do note that the 1-0 torch event goes to memory as well. So you kind of just lose. You just lose 1 torch.
Yeah, you lose 1 torch. You're playing with 3 torches. Ideally, yeah, you only need 3 torches, but sometimes you get the one game where the torches get triggered.
We are 3 for 3 for Miko and Kaguya promos.
You're getting some real sus ratios here.
Really sus ratios indeed. We have just pulled 3 Kaguyas and 3 Mikos. Dude, is this a sign?
What's it looking like over in the back over there with H? Did he pull the other characters, or are we hard stuck Kaguya and Miko today?
Did he pull other characters?
Well, you should, right? Because you get 3, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he should, but
Yeah, actually a variety of them at least.
You have 4.
Okay, he's got some variety.
Yeah, 4, 4, 16.
6. Yeah.
Yep.
Got a variety at least, but we only
got
got
the last
characters.
Kaguya too. Yeah, the last week we're all done with those.
All right, we're good. Saved.
Yeah, all that's. Yeah, so we have the the torch support, we can grab it. It's like not bad. You can access the torch more easily. Torch is probably the easiest event to get in memory. The other events, so the 2-1 massage, you're basically holding until level 3 to play. So you can get that one, which leaves the other 2-1 ones. So all these events have bonders, which is like their way of saying, yeah, you can grab these events easy. But we
Their
won't.
way of saying the deck builds itself.
Yeah, so they're basically putting in like 30 cards for the
Yeah.
events and the bonders.
Yeah, I would say that's also my other main gripe about this particular list.
Like, there's not a whole lot of room to kind of like push boundaries when you have to play so many key components in order to just barely get your level
Yeah,
3 kind of up and running. It's a little bit tricky to.
Yeah, keep in mind that we played these events for the level 3 combo. So if we had a choice, we would not run some of these events just cuz. But unfortunately, the Kaguya level 3 demands it, so we're kind of locked into playing at the very least one of each of these events.
Yeah, like I think I would definitely rather just play pay 3 burn 3 and then have more slots to play other cards.
No.
Ironically, pay 3 burn 3 is actually more affordable.
Yeah, then like having to play these events. Well, pay 3 burn 3 is only affordable if you feed 1. Alright.
You feel one, but then yeah, true. But if you're playing 1-1 events, then
Yeah, you're trading consistency for a cheap combo, quote unquote.
It's not quite like a high snowball potential or anything is the other key thing about this combo, so it's like, it's not like, say, Mother's Rosario, where there's potential to just blow your opponent out of the water with this. This is like, basically just an extra attack, essentially.
Yeah, right.
yeah. At the end of the day, it's like any other finisher. You get another instance of attack. At the most, 2 instances of attack on 1 card.
Yeah.
When you commit those resources, it's just the difference, right? Either you commit it at the late game or you commit it in the mid game, early game.
Yeah. Yep.
Depending. You can't get stock swap apparently. if you burn the resources mid game, but. Yeah, moving on from that coping list, maybe we'll try it out. Maybe it'll actually be better than we actually thought. I'm down to, just always try it out, see how it works. Another cowgirl, Arisu. Let's go.
Arisu?
Yep.
Nice.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, so more finishers we have. We have the new Ishigami. Well, not really finisher, but mid-game card. It's similar to the Rusha, which is the similar early play condition. He comes out with a 2-1. Tsubame, flavor, so Tsubame is 2-1 front 2k, level 3s. She has tapped herself with another character. So remember that you don't have to tap a specific Brainstorm like in Hololive. But she summons the Ishigami from hand. Ishigami is Musashi on play, so when he summons, he gets Musashi, and he combos with a choice. You can choose. On attack, you can choose 2 characters or events and then stock them in any order, and then he gets the following effect. When he gets front attacked, he can bounce back to hand. So basically, he pays for himself and he gets the job done, right? He's Masashi. Next turn, you can do it again. So he's just an efficient card to play. The one thing is you can only summon 1 unless you somehow have like multiple Tsubames on board and multiple cards that you're willing to play over. So he's like a one thing in the mid game you play, maybe do some extra damage, and then he'll bounce back to hand again. And then maybe do it again next turn, right? So what are you guys' thoughts on that, Jerry?
I think it's super efficient at level 2 as long as you're able to efficiently loop it.
Yeah,
because you the choice combo. If you can like loop the choice combo efficiently, I think it's a pretty efficient level 2 game. Because then you're refunding back the 2 stock that you would pay for when playing when spawning it at level 2.
Yeah.
So if anything, it kind of makes it like a free card in a sense. That's only if you have combo though, which is why like if you can somehow efficiently loop this, then this card's more or less, it feels really free if you think about it.
Well, it's a good thing that Kaguya Set 2 added a couple of extra climax fixtures to the pool, am I right? So.
Yeah, we have 3 plus 1. Oh, that's the bonder to his Masashi event. But it's
Oh,
4K, Nate.
okay.
4K.
It's one of the
Very
better
big.
bonders out there
Yeah.
as a turn 1 play. Because the other ones
Yeah.
are pretty small.
Center slot needs to be in center slot for the 3K.
Yo, it's bigger than Aqua. That's all that matters.
That's true.
Aqua Buster.
None of this.
Yeah,
None of this 3-5 stuff.
yeah, it's the counter at Aqua.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did get a few more climax swaps. Hayasaka combo and I don't know the Glasses Girls game, you know, side character.
But it's a Watame type where it also has the cancel to go to stock.
Oh no.
or-
She does something else.
Oh,
No,
okay.
she gives the Miko combo 1K.
Oh.
The door and the bar.
Okay, so
Uh,
kind of pigeonhole to that type of deck specifically.
Yeah, so you're playing that deck, which base my deck. You just play this climax swap, and then your combo becomes A5 or yeah A5.
Oh, Shirgane?
Shirgane. That's correct actually. That's a chaser, but yeah, what I'm talking about. That's a tangent. Yeah, so the climax swap makes your combo 8-5, which is pretty nice. 8-5 on reverse combo. I think that's pretty cool. Play it in your combo turn. And then the level 3 Mikos are huge, but you know, sometimes you need the extra power, so it's 15k on attack. So like a nice double effect in this. You don't get the utility effect, but if you happen to play these combos, I think it's fine.
Yeah. So like, I guess moving off of that, there's obviously we've been talking primarily about the combos and some of the key staple cards, mainly in the double R's, but along with a few other tech choices. But like, ultimately, like, if you guys were building a deck, would you guys say Kaguya 2 kind of is like, oh, the level
The combo,
3,
let's
yeah,
go.
yeah. So I guess kind of what I'm asking is it more practical for you guys if we're kind of focusing more on bolstering up the set 1 decks with just like supporting it with set 2, or do you think set 2 is kind of a good enough set where you could probably get away with playing it more standalone, and it has like kind of like that argument that of like Assault Lily 1 versus Assault Lily 2, where Assault Lily 2 definitely has a lot of decks that you definitely are like, oh yeah, I could build this completely standalone, no Assault Lily Volume 1 cards, and be okay with it. But it also has that balance of like, I can just play Volume 1 focus with a couple of splash support from Volume 2, for example.
I'd say you can. If anything, I feel set 2 is more or less supports set 1 rather than being a standalone set in itself. I mean, you technically it is a standalone. You can actually play this as a standalone set in itself if you're willing to play the list that Bushiroad has given you here with 8 pants or the Chica combo here. But honestly, I'd say this is actually a huge. If anything, it fixes all the problems the ban list has caused for the previous build. For in this case, standby door in set 1. It fixed a lot of things that was missing after the list was announced. I don't know. It just with the combos and level 1s and the 3s we got in set 2, they're kind of underwhelming overall. Besides maybe some notable level 1s and 3s, but overall I think set 2 is more or less an upgrade to set 1. Primarily, at least that's my opinion of it.
Okay, Kaichou, what are kind of your thoughts having seen this set in respect to like set 1 basically?
Yeah, I think set 2 definitely was a supporting set. The combos aren't like explosive as other sets. I think one of this is like the sets just has some good cards here and there that you can play. I still think like Kaguya as a set in general wants to play for that consistency type. So because your finishers aren't really that explosive, right? You're just trying to get good compression, so then you can just kill your opponent with like small burns, small damages, kind of like with Mikasa, right? AOT, where you're trying to compress to get some good cancels, maybe heal down, and then once you get to like level 3, you can just play these like ping ones and then swings, and then clock kicks. So like as I said, we're just trying to. I think they're just moving on to being like having good cards and just gone from there. Like we don't have like big stuff that are worthy or like notable.
This isn't kind of like how, say, Alicization 2, where it definitely has a lot of worthwhile stuff to stand alone. To play. Oh, sick. Checker. Nice.
Yeah, we don't have big numbers. Is what.
Yeah.
Big numbers like burn 3. Our effects are like kind of vanilla. Not gonna lie, we have like burn 2, burn 3s, burn 1s.
Yeah.
It's like it's not really anything too special.
Yeah.
Our mechanics are not really that good. Either they try to make like the Danmachi style with these events, like that's basically our mechanic. Where we got like the nerf version of like Danmachi because we all know Danmachi's kind of good. But yeah, like it's you play this because you like the set or the IP, I guess. Got a word for it. It's like kind of one of those like good waifu sets.
Yeah, and like I guess kind of leading into that, like, because obviously we saw Kaguya 1 and that kind of, well, it's kind of interesting because Kaguya set 1 didn't really start off as like an oppressive like or a dominant force, but it kind of developed into one as the like the JP scene started to like turn out with the Data Live nerf, with Mushoku coming out. It kind of ended up that Kaguya was gonna eventually be a pretty solid deck as a result of kind of what was happening around there. So like Kaguya 2, like from a like kind of the competitive side of things, where do you guys see it pushing Kaguya? Do you think it's still like kind of in that same area that it is now that it's been nerfed? Do you think it's moved the needle enough to be a practical or a viable, like, you'll see it as a staple in every tournament type of environment? Like, kind of where do you see it in the competitive landscape, basically?
I think decks that can play like half standby, half 1k ones are pretty good nowadays because we are playing like standby meta. And the one downside of playing standby is you can't push low damage, right? So decks that can play like half and half, standby plus trigger, I think would be pretty good. Kaguya 0 was lacking, which was the problem, right? So now we do have the cards that help it. So I think the consistency definitely increased a lot. So we'll probably see like more Kaguya moving on, or I would hope to see it. But sets like D-side and Quince for the future.
Saikano right now, as it stands.
Saikano. Yeah, so those sets are pretty good because they're super consistent what they do. So Kaguya is probably just like right below those sets. But it definitely jumped up a lot just because, having a way to get yourself out of 0.
As
It's pretty nice.
Jerry, as someone who has played in a fair amount of locals, like, where would Kaguya kind of sit on your scale of like, you're gonna bring it to a tournament? Is it like the, oh, I'm definitely trying to sweat for a win? Is this like kind of the for fun type of set, in your opinion? Like, where does it stand if you kind of go into a tournament and you're bringing Kaguya? Like, what type of mindset are you kind of thinking going in, basically?
With Kaguya, honestly, like, obviously the meta build would be the standby door. So if anything, if I were to play like really competitive, play to win at a locals, I would probably bring that. I still think that's probably the most strongest level 3 that we have in the game currently, just because like you have so many instances of damages, off of 2 cards, off of 1 card. In this case, Kaguya. Kaguya by itself gives you 3 instances of damage, and you also get your guaranteed 1 point of damage from Miyuki, as long as you have a target.
Yep.
So having so many instances of damage, I think, is very important in today's meta, because like we said, that we have D-Side and Saikano, which focuses on memory compression a lot. So basically, swinging really big is not as ideal as it was before. So even in a 1k1 meta like this, so having points of damage that are like very small and minuscule is very important in closing out games against those type of decks.
Yeah.
So if anything, I'd say Kaguya is definitely maybe a if anything, it leans towards the anti-meta, the anti-meta of anti-meta side of things. Like, it definitely counters the top the 2 decks we mentioned earlier, D-Side and Saikano. It definitely is able to do a lot of damage to those at the very least.
But yeah, and then like I don't know how many boxes you have left, Jerry. If you want to kind of give us a quick
Oh, is that the anti-runner?
ETA on how much we have left.
This is not the anti-runner.
Oh, is it not?
Oh,
It's 1 or less character. You have 1 or less character.
Oh, it's the
5.
oh, it's the one that sends the freaking torch to memory. Oh, yeah, that one is. Yeah, if he's alone or with the buddy, he's 3k.
Oh no.
Or all your other characters get 15, so the other character will get 15.
Oh, the buddy system.
Buddy
Yeah,
system.
the card sends the torch to memory, which is, I don't know why you would ever play it, because the torch sends itself to memory and it's free.
Yeah,
That's like a
it's pack.
it's pack filler,
Pack
right?
filler.
Yeah, they could have sent any of the other 1-on-1s. It would be chilling, but
Yeah. If anything, we needed that more than torch. If you want to make at the very least the new Kaguya top it somewhat
Yeah.
feasible.
yeah.
yep.
And also, to answer your question, we have I think this is the last box actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
just
we're-
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Got
been
a
chilling
Sesame
out
H in
with
the
this one.
background. Yeah.
Big shout outs to H. But
Big shout out to H.
yeah, I guess while we're kind of getting towards this final stretch here, Kaichou, like, I know that we were talking about this set kind of more as you play it because you enjoy the IP, but it's like, would you consider this kind of like your go-to for fun kind of deck? Is this like pretty gimmicky enough where like someone who's more casual would definitely have a lot more fun trying the more like unconventional or more snowball-y type of builds, or do you think this is one of those like
I don't think you're snowballing anything in the set, to be honest.
Yeah.
The set is kind of vanilla, if I have to say. You don't really do anything interesting. Like, maybe your interesting thing is like you play the massage event on your finisher and you swing, right? You get like an additional instance of damage,
yeah
which is like the cool part of it. There's some like neat stuff that you can do now because it's an event focus, right? So you can focus more on like set 1 events too. Like, so going back to the Chica finisher, right? If she fronts or sides, you get the burn. So the problem there is if you're paying cost up front and your card gets like less countered or something, or removed from the board, you kind of paid cost for nothing, right? So then, because you're playing events, you're playing Hestia, which lets you grab events, you can play the 3-1 event for first set that lets all your characters side for free, which is, I think, kind of cool. It's a neat distraction to just like side and then do damage anyways, and then your opponent has to front you, which means, well, you don't have hand, but if you somehow just trigger a choice and you grab a counter, it's also pretty neat too.
That's the idea, at the very least.
Yeah, that's like the idea with first set Kaguya too, right? You
Mhm.
swing to them, and they swing to your Kaguya, you burn again,
Yeah.
right? So it's like kind of idea behind that event. The problem is that event. Oh no, this card, man! This card is a tragedy, dude. Yeah, but yeah, the problem is with the set 1 bonder. It was like, yeah, I'm playing this card, pay 1 to bond to the event, to pay 1 to play the event, to play my combo. But now we have Hestia Kaguya, where we can just, maybe mill it off and just like got for free.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool. A lot of events you can play now that I think are pretty interesting. We also have the money counter, which we haven't talked about. It's 2-2, you know, addition event, money counter character.
Mhm.
And then I think it also gains power.
I think it
similar to-
bypasses hexproof as well. I do, if I recall correctly, because it gives your character the effect, I believe.
Oh, okay. Like the character facing.
Yeah, the
This-
character facing they cannot deal any damage, kind of deal. Basically bypasses hexproof.
Yeah.
No. It's
Or, isn't it?
you choose one character in battle. Give it the following effect. This card cannot do damage.
This card cannot do damage. Or card across.
Yeah. This card.
Oh, I'm a little bit unlucky, but.
That's a little unfortunate then.
But yeah.
It does bypass Miyuki because he stops back us but not advance. But it.
Speaking of.
Speaking of Yumi.
But Hayasaka stops this, but not back. So you have the trade-off. So the money counter, I think there's potential there in an event deck because you're playing a lot of events. You can just play this. It's also 2K counter, so I think there's some potential there. So there's a lot of fun stuff to play, I think, in the set. From a competitive standpoint, since I am in a Soul Lily main, I would just probably bring a Soul Lily for full sweat.
Yeah.
Because even though Choice got nerfed, I think Choice Finisher is still pretty good to play with. But Kaguya is definitely not far behind.
Probably be your second go-to or your casual.
Yeah, my set B deck or seat B deck is what we call it. Yeah, it's pretty good against a lot of sets, and it can also beat the top sets too.
Kaguya just needs another set.
Yeah, set 3 will be cracked.
Set 3 will be cracked.
Yeah, until Hayasaka gets hit on the balance again, and then we cry.
Two Hayasakas.
What are the odds that they just hit the only other Ricky that we have?
Yeah, then we'll get Ryujin, and then we'll call it a day.
Oh no.
But yeah, Jerry has for I guess same question to you, if you're trying to balance between competitive versus casual play, where does Kaguya sit on your go-tos, basically, if you were gonna bring the deck to a locals? Is this your go-to for playing it casually? Is this gonna be your go-to to sweat it out? Kind of what is your thought on bringing Kaguya to a local, basically?
Most likely depending on what kind of build I'm bringing, that definitely is a factor. I'd say if I want to play casual, I bring Chica Waifu for sure. 8 choice, just bring out Chica and hopefully do stuff, basically. Do stuff, basically. But if I'm playing competitive, then I would bring the standby door and also do stuff, but at least better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then obviously, if I were to play seriously, or maybe somewhat in the any upcoming sanctioned events by Bushiroad, then I would definitely not bring this deck.
This is the free fight deck.
I would not bring this set in general. Definitely, I do I play it because I like the IP. I like the characters.
Yeah.
But if I were to play seriously, I would just either bring Love Life, just because I'm more comfortable with the set. More comfortable with the set as of right now, and also I do think Love Life is slightly better, but that might be just
OG
that might just no. This is Nijigasaki.
Okay, I was like OG Love Life, bro.
Generation 3 Nijigasaki.
Yeah. Okay.
Although that may be just more of a bias thing though, but I do believe that Nijigasaki is a lot more stronger.
Well, remember, comfort decks are the best sets to play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Competitive format.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess kind of leaning into this, stick around, guys, because we also have show matches between Kaichou and Jerry. So they'll be building 3 decks out of Kaguya, and then they'll get a face-off against each other. Similar matchup. We'll have the intro video created beforehand so that you guys can see that format again. But in in the show match, like, kind of, what are you guys like most excited to build? I guess obviously for Jerry, you're gonna be bringing the A choice. I imagine Kaichou, you're gonna probably bring the Miko a waifu deck, but it's like there's 8 pants, there's probably Standby Gate. Those are kind of like the 3 big lists that I'm kind of anticipating one or both of you are gonna bring the majority of. But are there any like kind of sleeper lists that you guys kind of to close out this discussion are curious to try out, basically?
I do have a list I've been wanting to try since the card got released. I wanted to try 8 bar, which is funny enough, it's all Chica, level one combo Chica and level 3 combo Chica.
Day 367, 272. He's still Chica waifu inside.
Always Chica waifu inside. Awesome.
Hey.
All their pants. Let's go.
Big jeans.
Level 3 pants.
3 pants.
But yeah.
Yeah. 8 bar is sounding very very excited to try out 8 bar because there's actually some cards in set 2 that actually makes 8 bar feasible. Keyword feasible.
Not strong, feasible, kids.
Copium list.
Copium list.
Well,
Yeah.
it was copium before they revealed the other cards, so well, who am I kidding? It's still copium.
But yeah, Kaichou, do you have any like kind of cheese lists or some fun, more casual lists that you're interested in?
I mean, I was down to play 8 pants, but instead of playing Kaguya top end, we just play Hayasaka top end, or 2-1 top end, and then our level 1 will still be the Kaguya torch grabber event thing. I think that deck is something that's pretty fun to play, since Hayasaka is just 3 pluses, and then your torch combo is 3 pluses, and you just end the top off with like your non-climax combo healers, claw kicks. Since we have double claw kicks now, we have infinite healers. Just basically good cards all around. And we're playing 8 pants, pan support. It's something cool to play because you're gonna be plussing so much that your hand economy is gonna be like insane. I think just like a fun deck to play.
Yeah. Alright, guys. Well, that about does it for this episode of Brainstorm. Be sure to stick around for the Kaguya show match with Jerry and Kaichou. And yeah, we'll see you guys for that one.
Laters.
Peace.